I want to tell you something dark incident in my life. I'm 63 years old. People look at my white hair and think it is a blessing. They touch it gently sometimes, as if silver is something earned only through peaceful years. They see a grandmother, a woman married nearly 40 years, a woman who must have lived gently, quietly, safely. But this white did not arrive with time. It arrived with rain. It arrived in a single night, a night when the sky tore itself open, and something darker than the storm knocked on my door. I was 25. 25 feels like invincibility when you're inside it. 2 years into my marriage to Yusuf. 2 years of building small rituals. Tea at dusk, shared prayers, laughter over burnt bread. Our house wasn't grand, but it felt like a fortress. Brick walls, heavy wooden doors, curtains that danced in soft wind. That night, the wind did not dance. It howled. The sky cracked open like it was angry with the earth. Yusuf had left that morning for the city. Business. Just 2 nights. I remember standing at the kitchen window, watching the rain gather strength. It wasn't rain. It was a siege. The house groaned under it. Thunder didn't roll. It exploded. And somewhere beneath all that noise, there was silence. The kind of silence that lives inside your ribs. The kind that whispers, "Lock the door. Turn off the lights. Do not answer." But I had been raised differently. I was raised to believe that kindness was protection, that hospitality was virtue, that a woman who closes her door on someone in need carries that guilt longer than she carries fear. Then the knock came. Not loud, not violent, just desperate. 3 knocks, a pause, 3 more. I froze. The storm swallowed the sound almost immediately. Another knock, this one slower. I walked toward the door. Before I decided to. That's the part people don't understand about fear. It doesn't always feel like fear. Sometimes it feels like obligation. I remember touching the handle. Cold. The wood vibrated faintly from thunder. "Don't," something inside me whispered. But another voice said, "What if he dies out there?" I opened it, and there he was, soaked, shivering, breathing hard. He looked ordinary. That is what I remember most. Ordinary. "Please, ma'am," he said. My car stalled in the ditch. I've walked miles. I'm freezing. I just need to call my wife and wait until the lightning passes. I wouldn't ask if I wasn't desperate. He said wife. He said desperate. He said please.
Please open the door!
The storm stood behind him like a witness. And
Please
I
open the
stepped
door!
aside. "Come in." The moment he crossed the threshold, the house felt different. Have you ever felt air change? Like something unseen just shifted? I told myself I was imagining it. I handed him a towel. He thanked me. He avoided my eyes. I made tea. I remember watching the steam rise. Soft. Innocent. I thought, this is what good people do. I asked about his car. He gave vague answers. I ignored that. Asked about his wife. He nodded too quickly. I ignored that. Thunder shook the walls. The lights flickered. And then, there is a moment in memory that does not move in slow motion. It
Hey,
snaps.
what?
Like a
I said
circuit
stop,
breaker.
now.
1 second you are safe. The next, you are not. It wasn't gradual. It wasn't cinematic. It was immediate. The shift in his posture. The way his voice changed. The way his eyes stopped pretending. The storm outside covered the sounds inside. I will not describe what happened. Some things do not deserve language. But I will tell you this. He did not just break my body. He broke something invisible. He broke sanctuary. He took the concept of home and made it unsafe. When it was over, he left, just like that, as if he had only borrowed something. I remember lying on the floor, not crying, just staring at the ceiling. The rain kept falling, indifferent. Morning came like nothing had happened. Sunlight touched the same walls. Birds made the same sounds. The world had not changed, but I had. I waited for Yusuf to come home. I rehearsed the words in my mind. I believed love would fix it. When he arrived, I ran to him. I told him everything. I expected fury. I expected protection. I expected him to hold me and say none of this was my fault. Instead, he asked, "Why did you let him in, Haven?" I thought I misheard. Why was the door unlocked? There it was. Not anger at the stranger. Not grief for me. Fear. I saw it clearly now. If I was innocent, then the world was dangerous. If I was innocent, then he was vulnerable too. So he chose a safer truth. That I had been naive. That I had been foolish. That kindness was stupidity. He never said I deserved it. But he never said I didn't. That night, something else began. A quieter storm. The silent divorce. We did not separate. We did not fight loudly. We shared a bed. We shared meals. We shared guests and anniversaries and photographs. But we did not share that night. He avoided speaking of it, as if silence could erase it, as if memory required conversation to survive. But memory does not need permission. It lives in the walls. Years passed. We had children. Life layered itself over the wound. But underneath, there was distance. When he looked at my white hair later in life, he saw age. I saw rain. The first strand appeared weeks after that night. I found it while brushing my hair. A single silver thread. I laughed. Then I didn't. More came. Doctors said stress can do that. I said nothing. 38 years is a long time to live beside someone and still feel alone.
I often wondered what would have happened if he had simply held me that night. If he had said, "I believe you." Would the white have waited? Would the silence have softened? I am 63 now. People call me wise. But wisdom is often just pain that learned how to sit still. I do not tell this story to frighten you. I tell it because silence is heavier than truth. If you ever feel that quiet voice inside you, listen to it. Not because you are weak. Not because you belong to someone who must grant permission. But because intuition is not paranoia. It is survival speaking softly. Kindness is beautiful. But kindness without boundaries is an open door in a storm. And storms do not ask who deserves shelter. They simply enter. That night did not just steal something from me. It rewrote my marriage. It aged me before time. It taught me that sometimes the most dangerous thing in the world is not a monster. It is the ordinary face you decide to trust. The rain eventually stopped. It always does. But shadows do not leave when the sky clears. They stay in corners. They wait in quiet rooms. They sit beside you at dinner. They lie between you in bed. And sometimes, they turn your hair white. So you never forget the sound of 3 soft knocks on a storm-filled night.
Given the feedback about my video, and this is my true story, I will finally even like my video. And to support my channel's the one comment, subscribe, and like this is the smallest support for me and for my life. Thanks for watching and take care of yourself. We meet for next Saturday with new secrets.